My husband is going to kill me. That thought has been stuck in my head for hours now, and I can't shake it no matter how hard I try. I'm sitting on the bathroom floor with the door locked, trying to stay quiet while I listen for his footsteps outside. We haven't even been married that long, only 4 years. Compared to other marriages, ours would barely even count. But in those 4 years, I've seen a side of him I never knew existed, and now I don't think I'm going to survive it. When we first got together, he was everything I thought I wanted. He was kind, attentive, and made me feel safe in a way I had never experienced before. There were no warning signs, nothing obvious that would have made me question anything. Even looking back now, I still struggle to pinpoint exactly when things started to change. It wasn't gradual in a way I could recognize at the time. It felt sudden, like a switch flipped overnight. The first time he hit me was about a year into our marriage. It came out of nowhere, over something so small I can't even remember what it was. I remember just standing there in shock, trying to process what had just happened. He apologized after. Said he didn't mean it, that he was stressed and lost control. I wanted to believe him so badly that I convinced myself it was just a one-time mistake, but it wasn't. It never was. After that, it didn't stop. It didn't even slow down, it just changed. What started as hitting turned into something worse. The violence became more frequent, more intense, more controlled. I learned quickly how to avoid setting him off. I stopped arguing, stopped questioning him, stopped expressing opinions that might upset him. I made myself smaller, quieter, easier to manage, but none of it made a difference. There is no version of yourself that can prevent someone like that from hurting you. I just didn't realize that yet. The police have been called more than once. Neighbors have heard things, or I've tried to get help in moments where I thought I might actually die, but nothing ever came from it. They would show up, talk to us, maybe separate us for a few minutes, and then leave. No charges, no consequences, nothing that actually changed anything. At some point I stopped seeing them as help. They felt more like background noise, like something meant to make the situation look handled when it really wasn't. Over time I became more and more isolated. He convinced me to stop working. Said it would be better if I stayed home and focused on the house. At the time, it sounded like something supportive. Now I understand what it really was. Control. I have no income of my own, no savings. Nothing set aside that I could use to leave. My driver's license expired a while ago. I kept putting it off, thinking I'd renew it later, but now he refuses to take me to get it done. So I can't drive. I don't even have cash on me. Not enough for a bus. Not enough to go anywhere. Not enough to start over. I am completely dependent on him. And that's exactly how he wants it. Today started like any other bad day. He came home angry because he didn't get a promotion he wanted. The moment he walked through the door, I could feel it. The tension. The kind that fills the entire room before a single word is even spoken. I tried to say something to calm him down. I mentioned that a lot of people weren't getting promotions right now, that the economy was rough for everyone. I thought maybe it would help him feel less singled out. It didn't. The moment I started talking, I could see the irritation building in his face, so I stopped. I learned a long time ago that sometimes silence is safer. For a while, things stayed quiet. He moved around the house, slamming things a little harder than necessary, muttering under his breath. I stayed out of his way, trying not to draw attention to myself. Then he noticed my laptop. I had Facebook open, and I was messaging my brother. That's when everything changed. His entire demeanor shifted in seconds. The anger that had been simmering suddenly boiled over. He demanded to know who I was talking to. His voice was loud, sharp, already escalating before I could even answer. I told him it was my brother. Just a normal conversation. Nothing serious. But that didn't matter. It never matters. He started yelling, accusing me of things that didn't even make sense. Saying I was going behind his back, that I was disrespecting him. I didn't argue, I didn't try to defend myself. I just curled into a ball on the floor and waited. That's what I always do now. I wait for it to be over. At some point the hitting stopped. The room went quiet again, and I thought maybe it was done. I made the mistake of trying to get up. The moment I moved, he grabbed me. His hand wrapped around my throat so quickly I didn't even have time to react. 1 second I was breathing, the next I wasn't. Everything went tight and blurry at the same time. I tried to pull his hand away, but it didn't matter. He was stronger, and I could feel the pressure building as he squeezed harder. My vision started to fade around the edges. My ears rang. My body felt like it was shutting down. In that moment, I genuinely thought this was it. This was how I was going to die, not in some dramatic way. Not in some distant future. Right there, on the floor of my own home. Then suddenly, he stopped. Just like that. No explanation, no warning. He let go like nothing had happened. I collapsed forward, coughing and trying to force air back into my lungs. My entire body was shaking. I didn't look at him. I didn't say anything. I just ran. I locked myself in the bathroom as fast as I could and slid down against the door, pressing my back against it like that alone could keep him out. I've been here ever since. I don't know how long it's been. Time feels strange right now. I can hear him moving around outside sometimes. Walking through the house like everything is normal. Like he didn't just almost kill me. I keep replaying it in my head over and over again. The way his hand felt around my throat. The way everything started going dark. The realization that if he hadn't stopped, I wouldn't be here right now. And the worst part is, I don't think that was the worst he's capable of. I don't think that was an accident. I think next time he might not stop. I have nothing. No money, no car, no way to leave. The last time I tried to get help, I was told I wasn't technically homeless because I had somewhere to go back to. Somewhere, as if this place counts as a home. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know how I'm supposed to get out of this. All I know is that I can't stay here because if I do, next time he won't stop. I stayed in that bathroom for what felt like hours, even though it was probably less. Every sound outside made my body tense, like I was waiting for the door to shake or the handle to turn. I didn't trust that he wouldn't come back. At some point, the house went quiet, too quiet. That silence somehow felt worse than the noise. I knew I couldn't stay there forever. Sitting on that floor, I finally realized something I had been avoiding for years. If I didn't leave, I was going to die in that house. There was no more convincing myself it would get better. No more hoping he would change. The moment his hand was around my throat, everything became clear. So I did the only thing I could think of. I opened my laptop again and messaged my brother. I didn't sugarcoat it this time. I told him everything. The hitting, the choking, the fact that I thought I was going to die. He responded almost immediately. The tone of his messages shifted from confusion to panic in seconds. He said he was coming to get me. No questions, no hesitation. I tried to tell him not to rush, not to put himself in danger, but he wouldn't listen. He just kept saying, "I'm coming. Be ready." For the first time in a long time, I felt a small sense of hope. It was fragile, almost unreal, but it was there. The next day, we made a plan. He would come while my husband was at work, and we would leave as quickly as possible. I didn't have much to pack, just basic things. Clothes, toiletries, my laptop. Everything else felt replaceable. My brother pulled up outside right on time. Seeing his car felt surreal, like I was looking at an escape I didn't quite believe was real yet. He got out and immediately started helping me carry things. He didn't say much at first, just focused on moving quickly. I could tell he was nervous. Not just because of the situation, but because he was only 16. He had just started driving. And here he was, about to pull me out of something I should have escaped from a long time ago. We worked fast, moving back and forth between the house and the car. I kept glancing down the street, half expecting to see my husband's car at any second. But everything stayed quiet. Until it didn't. I heard the sound before I saw it. Tires on the road slowing down in front of the house. My heart dropped instantly. His car. He was home, way earlier than he was supposed to be. For a second, everything froze. My brother looked at me, and I could see the same realization hitting him at the same time. Then the car door slammed. And everything exploded. He started yelling the moment he saw us. Loud, aggressive, the kind of yelling that makes your entire body lock up. He demanded to know what we were doing. His voice was already out of control before either of us could even respond. I tried to explain, but my words felt stuck. My brother stepped in instead. He told him to back off. Told him to leave me alone. That only made things worse. The insults started immediately. Directed at me, then at my brother. Things I don't even want to repeat. My brother snapped back, yelling at him to stay away from me. The two of them were standing just a few feet apart, both tense, both ready to explode. Neighbors started coming outside. I could see them watching from their driveways, from their porches. Just standing there, watching. No one stepped in. No one said anything. It felt like everything was happening in slow motion. Then suddenly my husband moved. He grabbed my brother. It happened so fast I barely had time to react. 1 second they were yelling, the next his hands were on him. Something in me snapped. I don't remember deciding to move. I just remember being there. I was suddenly between them, pushing him back, my body moving before my brain could catch up. The next clear moment I remember is him on the ground. His nose was bleeding. There was a second of silence, like everything had paused. Then the chaos started again. Sirens. Someone must have called the police. When they arrived, everything escalated even further. They tried to calm him down, to get control of the situation. But he wasn't listening. He was yelling, resisting, completely out of control. Then he made the worst possible decision. He put his hands on one of the officers. That was it. Within seconds, they had him restrained and on the ground. Watching that happen felt unreal. Like I was seeing something I had imagined 100 times but never thought would actually happen. They pulled him away in handcuffs. For the first time in years, he wasn't in control. The police talked to me and my brother separately. They asked questions, took notes, tried to piece together what had happened. I was shaking the entire time. Part of me was still convinced I had done something wrong, that I was going to get in trouble for hitting him. But they told me I hadn't. They said I was within my rights to defend myself. That didn't fully register at first. All I could think about was the fact that he was gone. Actually gone. When everything finally settled, my brother and I got back in the car. The house was still there behind us. But for the first time, it didn't feel like something I had to go back to. We drove in silence for a while. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to process what had just happened. All I knew was that I was leaving. I was actually leaving. We made it to my friend's place without any issues. She welcomed me in without hesitation. No questions, no judgment, just a safe place to stay. That night, I sat in a quiet room and tried to understand how my life had changed so quickly. Just a few days ago I thought I was stuck, trapped in a situation I had no way out of. Now I was somewhere else. Somewhere safe. It doesn't feel real yet. But I know one thing for sure. I'm not going back.